Welcome to the 40 Under 40 Awards from KnoxNews, presented by the Lincoln Memorial University School of Business. It's our honor to celebrate this group of outstanding young professionals. 40 Under 40 recognizes top young professionals living and working across East Tennessee. These 40 individuals are making a difference through their professional accomplishments and service to their community. They lead, innovate, and achieve. They have brilliant ideas and are determined to succeed. 40 Under 40 would not be possible without our sponsor. The School of Business at Lincoln Memorial University enables graduates to positively impact business while meeting the demands of a global economy. Students at all levels are encouraged to benefit from LMU's collaborations with businesses and universities to gain invaluable real-world experience, cultural and social insight, as well as the ability to acknowledge and address critical business issues on a global scale. Graduates of the School of Business at LMU are fully prepared for successful careers in business, industry, nonprofit organizations, government, and corporate communications.
As an LMU alumni, I am so proud of the community that I'm now a part of.
If you choose to go to LMU, you are going to be embraced by faculty members, by professors who are dedicated to your success, who are going to equip you with whatever it is that you want to do in business.
Throughout the classes, there were times where what we were talking about, I could apply in real time at my job.
I'm confident that when I leave here, when I graduate, I'm going to be successful in my pursuits because of what I've gained from this experience as a student.
Thanks again to the Lincoln Memorial University School of Business. Before we honor each of our 40 recipients, let's get to know this newest class. We asked them about their goals, their lessons learned, and, of course, their favorite East Tennessee restaurant.
So when I got the email, I actually thought that it was a spam email. So I said something to my coworker across from me, and she was actually the one that helped to nominate me. So she said, "No, it's not spam, it's real." So she was actually the first person I told.
I texted my sister who lives in Peru, and I also told my husband at the same time. But I think my sister says, "Just say it's me." So.
I told my husband first, but I feel like if that doesn't count, I called my mom. My family's in Texas, and just thought a lot of this is a reflection of like an awesome family and awesome parents, so was really excited to tell her.
The first person I wanted to tell was my husband, but I think mom instincts kicked in and she called me right after I got the email, so she was the first person I told.
I was on a Teams call with my co-founder, and I was sharing my screen, and the email came through, and she told me, she said, "Oh look, the email came through, you got 40 under 40.
The first person I told was my boss. He was actually the one that nominated me. And as a woman in STEM, I've had a lot of bosses that told me to sit down, be quiet, behave. So having him as a boss and having him encourage me and support me and actually think that I was worthy of something like this 40 under 40 was really special, so I couldn't wait to tell him.
So despite being sworn to secrecy until it was published, I did text my mom and I told her. She doesn't live here, she lives in South Dakota, so I figured it was an okay risk.
I told my wife first. She unfortunately has to hear everything first, but soon after that I actually told my sister Bobby, who's actually on this list as well, so it was a really exciting surprise to hear that.
My parents, of course. They've always been so supportive of all my ideas and my many endeavors. In fact, I think that childhood lessons are very applicable in the business world, or at least they should be.
I was actually on my way to a T-Pain concert, and so my wife and my 2 kids were in the car with me. I have a 10-month-old and a 2-year-old, and whenever we have major accomplishments in our family, we press the 30-second dance party button. So I didn't have the button with me, but we were listening to songs of T-Pain's as we were going, and all I do is win was on. So as soon as the chorus dropped, I said, and I'm 40 under 40. And my wife was like, what? And I'm like, 40 under 40, showed her the email, and she just went crazy and thought it was the funniest thing. So I kind of planned it, but I didn't plan it. So it was really good.
I think spending time with your people. I feel like if you do a good job of caring for your people, the business side will fall into place.
So one of the things that's been really important is to use people's strengths and put them into positions that are going to set them up for success rather than failure. And I think that was something that I had to learn early on, and it's just been consistent. It's something I need reminded about a lot.
Your reputation is really important, and it's something that is a lot harder to earn, but it's really easy to lose.
People won't always remember what you say, but they will always remember how you made them feel.
Try to find a way to make it work, and don't look for the easy out and just a denial.
To not take bad outcomes or negative outcomes in business personally.
In every aspect of the business, the most important thing is the relationships that you make.
Hard work pays off. Being young, my parents instilled in me a strong work ethic, and throughout my career, it's being disciplined, working hard, and then in the end, you get what you're rewarded for.
Respect the patient and treat them like your family and yourself.
Just learning to say no sometimes is okay. Like a lot of the times you think like somebody asked me to do something and now if I say no, would they ever ask me again? And that's something like as I've gotten older in my career, like I'm like, it's okay because you have to choose balance, be more strategic about what you put your time into because you are putting your time to something.
The least you can be is as prepared as you possibly can be.
It is never a waste of time to spend time with people.
I think the most important business lesson that I've learned is that no is never a no. I think no sometimes means a unmet needs or you're not asking the right question, or it means room for negotiation. So I love when people say no. I was like, oh, that's a challenge.
And really just finding the little moments of joy and reconnecting to the purpose behind the work that I do.
Making connections with your employees, ask them what their goals are.
Just being open and communicating with people well, I think, is the most important thing.
But really to just stay true to your core values and who you are as a business owner.
I think for me it would be to write everything down because I learn a lot from a lot of people every day. And if you don't write it down, it's likely you'll forget it.
That it's all about the people on your team. Investing in your people is the key to success.
To speak up, being a person who represents a lot of different underrepresented populations, it's important for my voice to be heard because I'm not just speaking for me, sometimes I'm speaking for those who are not in the room, those who are not at the table. So that was some advice somebody gave me, and I like to say I haven't been quiet since.
Try to pick your favorite restaurants, like trying to say this is my favorite kid. Like it's not a fair question.
It's really hard to pick just one.
Any place that has a cold Yeehaw beer on tap.
I have two for this answer.
Like for pizza, it's definitely Gavino's.
If I'm thinking brunch, it's definitely Pharmacy or Holly's Gourmet Kitchen. So my favorite restaurant for breakfast or brunch is Holly's on Kingston.
It is a tie between Potchki Deli and Abridged Burger.
My favorite East Tennessee restaurant is Potchki.
I really like Adobo.
My favorite East Tennessee restaurant is Adobo Pizza.
I really love Adobo.
So Adobo and Sticky Rice are both probably tied for my favorite restaurants in East Tennessee.
Well, I love Potchki right now, and I love Adobo. I also love Bita Saigon.
Bita Saigon's pho in West Knoxville is like the best comfort food.
Old City Java is #1, but I also love Jig and Reel and Adobo.
We really like the tacos at La Herradura right now on Broadway.
My favorite East Tennessee restaurant is El Charro on Sutherland.
Definitely Balter Beer Works is my favorite.
I actually love RT Lodge. I just love everything about it, the ambiance, the food, the atmosphere there.
I really love the pork belly steamed buns from Kaizen.
Braziero's.
Hands down.
Kefi, 100% Kefi.
East Japanese restaurant in Farragut.
I guess if I had to pick my last meal, it would be hard not to pick the Billy and some duck fries from Stock and Barrel.
Go have breakfast at Katie's restaurant in La Follette. Great biscuits, lunchtime, the best hot dog chili.
It's hard for me to go away from the old Vol burger at Sam and Andy's.
My favorite is going to be La Bamba's. I eat there regularly, and you should too. You should go right now.
Professionally, I would like to get better at making my creative ideas realities. I have 8,000 things in my brain, and sometimes it's hard to bring it down and make it a reality.
There's so much strength in how we tell our stories, and I think there's a lot of things that I can still improve there and use it for, not only for my work, but for life in general.
I would like to improve on collaboration with other young academics who also do stuttering research.
Being efficient is really important to me, so I think just making sure that I'm spending time on the really important things, so like the tasks at hand that need to be dealt with first.
I can always improve my depth of knowledge in my field. I think there's a lot to learn and to continue to learn.
I think it's important to learn and absorb from others, and so my goal is to read more leadership books, audios, just embrace and absorb as much as I can.
I'd like to get better at professional networking. Years in the hospitality industry has turned me into a bit of an introvert in my late 30s, and I need to do a much better job about getting out and meeting folks not only in my industry but others.
This year coming up, I'm thinking a lot about development for the farm and getting connected with more businesses and more support in that way.
Having dedicated work time, it's kind of led into some other things, but I really have an open door policy. And so sometimes I get into situations where I'm multitasking and I'm not giving my full attention to a need or an individual.
Too often I like to roll my sleeves up and try and solve the problem for someone rather than coach them through the issue and give them the skills to solve it.
There's something to be said for not biting off more than you can chew, and I'm an impatient person, so I like to take big bites. So this year I'd like to focus on pacing myself and learning to take more right-sized bites.
When I step in the room, people respect the authority. I come off as the fun, cool guy, we're hanging out in front of the water cooler, talking about football and whatnot, but sometimes I want to walk into a room and people are quiet or they're getting back to work.
I think anybody that works with me will tell you I'm a little bit compulsive, maybe a little bit of a perfectionist, and so trying not to let perfect be the enemy of good.
I think just learning, I became a group leader 3 years ago, and just learning to sort of delegate more and manage a team versus doing things yourself has been a learning curve.
Receiving feedback and how I take that in as someone that works for myself. Sometimes it's a little difficult to do when you feel like you're siloed or in a little bit of an echo chamber when it's just yourself.
I would love to improve upon professionally just the network that I have, not necessarily change the way I get it, but just expand it, because you really get things done through people.
The more I professionally grow, the more I feel like it's not good to be known to be good at everything, but it's probably better to be known as great at a few things. So I think this year, moving forward, what I'm going to be focusing on is to pick a few things that are really moving the needle and making a huge impact and focus on those.
I need to be better at, taking a step back and looking at the system as a whole. Do we need to improve our processes?
The one thing I would love to improve upon professionally is my emotional intelligence. I think it is an incredible skill as you progress during your career to be able to understand and read people, but also understand yourself and how you react to certain situations.
So I traditionally am a very quiet person, and I like to listen more than talk. So for me, finding my voice has always been difficult. So it's something I've tried to work on through my entire career.
Time management, structuring days, specifically weekdays that are more productive work hours. So just better time management.
One thing I would like to improve upon professionally would just be to get out in the community more. There is just a really big opportunity to have an impact, and we're not necessarily meeting the needs of everybody.
I'd like to improve upon telling my story, as we like to say at United Cleanup. I usually get very busy supporting my team and working hard, and sometimes you forget to celebrate your successes.
I'm really excited to learn how to cultivate a positive work environment and support my colleagues in a new way.
As a surgeon, I have to improve myself every day because there's always new things coming out. I have to be up to date on the articles, new studies, new techniques. So that's one thing I'm working on every single day.
I would love to become a more organized person. I'm doing a lot of things myself, so I'm just always winging it and always just flying by the seat of my pants. So yeah, getting more organized and actually learning to slow down and like learn how to use Excel properly, that would be cool.
We're so proud to introduce and recognize each of the members of the KnoxNews 40 Under 40 class of 2023. Be sure to give them each a round of applause. Mary Adkins, Tennessee Theater. Michaela Barnett, Knoxville. Tyrone Beach, Muse, Knoxville. Nicholas Bradshaw, City of Knoxville. Eddie Brown, Sidekick Therapy Partners. Dana Bush, Bush Brothers. Amy Cohorst, Axel Logistics. Michael Crowder, Kennerly, Montgomery, and Finley, PC. Aram Demergen, Knoxville Symphony Orchestra. Shannon Ivanchek Andrews, Trupani. Samantha Hedrick, Thompson Proton Center. Ginny Holmes, Pilot Company. Hannah Hauser, HH Creative LLC. Nathan Yokin, Real Estate Entrepreneur. Corey Lautner, Knox County Schools. Sung Lee, Premier Surgical Fort Sanders. David McDaniel, Yeehaw Brewing Co. Sean McDermott, Knox County District Attorney General's Office. Andrew McGranahan, Wallace Real Estate. Veronica Melese Vergara, Oak Ridge National Laboratory. Jay Miller, Knoxville Utilities Board. Cole Luke Morgan, SVN Wood Properties. Tommy Morgan, United Cleanup Oak Ridge. Matt Movahead, LDA Engineering. Emily Pace, East Tennessee's Spine and Sport. Cristina Caceres Paredes, Centro Hispano de East Tennessee. Bobby Powell, Tennessee School of Beauty. Cassandra Richardson, The Trust Company of Tennessee. Charlotte Rodina, Knoxville, Knox County CAC Beardsley Community Farm. Rachel Rui, University of Tennessee at Knoxville. Samantha Schrell, Oak Ridge National Laboratory. Vic Scott, Soul Brothers and Bubbles and Cream. Laura Katie Shannon, Bridge Refugee Services, Inc. Nathaniel Shelso, First Bank. April Thomas, Born This Way Body Arts. Janae Turner, University of Tennessee at Knoxville. Zachary Walden, 8th Judicial District, State of Tennessee. Carlissa Weeks, Emerald Academy. Robin Wendell, Fit for Mom, West Knoxville. And Cecilia Wright, Board Certified Music Therapist and musician. Let's give our recipients another round of applause. Thanks again to our 40 Under 40 sponsor, the Lincoln Memorial University School of Business. Want more content on the 40 Under 40 class? Visit KnoxNews.com to read exclusive Q&As with each of the recipients and see photos of the entire class. Think you know someone who is 40 Under 40 material? Nominations open at KnoxNews.com this summer.